Hey everyone, I'm Cara Di Falco with caradifalco.com. This week we are making a white walnut pesto out of Tuscany. Like all good Italian recipes, this one makes use of leftovers, particularly leftover bread. So I've actually got a couple different types of bread that I just pulled out of the freezer. And you either want to leave them out so they become stale, or I throw them in the toaster so they get really dry because we're gonna toss them with some milk. You just want to cut them into big pieces like this. Basically want big croutons. So you want all this really dry bread because we're then going to soak it in milk. So you want it to really absorb that nice milky flavor. That's what's going to add to the creaminess of the pesto sauce. So we're going to give this pretty good soaking. We also have some garlic cloves. We're just going to smash these and add them to our food processor. The best part about any pesto is it doesn't require a whole lot of work. Just some good fresh ingredients and a blender or food processor. Our bread's been soaking for about 15 minutes. It's pretty much absorbed all the milk, which is what we want. It's nice and soft at this point. We're actually gonna squeeze the excess milk out of that with our hands as we put it into our food processor. To our bread and garlic, we're gonna add some chopped walnuts, Parmesan cheese, salt, and pepper. And like most Italian recipes, there's really no exact quantities to this. You kind of do it by eye, and we're gonna taste it once we blend it all together. So my family got this recipe from a woman in Tuscany. When my cousin studied abroad, my aunt and uncle went to go pick him up, and they spent an extra 2 weeks in Italy, and they took this cooking class, and this woman gave us a couple of recipes that we're gonna also be sharing with you at home, so keep an eye out for all of that. But this is one of them. It's one that we really enjoy, and we eat it every year as part of our traditional family Italian night every summer. So this particular pesto kind of gets like a thick, pasty texture to it. Don't be alarmed by that. We're just gonna give it a little taste, see what it needs more or less of. Has good flavor. Probably gonna add maybe a little more salt, and I would like to see a little more garlic in this one. So we'll add that stuff in and just keep blending till we get it the way I like it. With this recipe, we're gonna use tagliatelle, which is the thicker type of spaghetti. You wanna use fresh. Now, you can either follow my recipe for fresh pasta dough and make your own, or most grocery stores at this point have a fresh pasta section. It's typically refrigerated, but you just wanna make sure you get it fresh. In any recipe, having good fresh ingredients is gonna make the difference. So this is about a pound of tagliatelle, and it's gonna go into very boiling salted water. Pasta's al dente, so we're gonna drain it. If you make a lot of pasta, I recommend having a multi-pot like this. It makes it really easy. And because you always really want to save that pasta water to help thin out your sauces a little bit and just add some more flavor to everything, it's good to have. We're gonna dump this right over our pesto into the pot. Okay, got some extra noodles in there, we'll grab those. We're gonna mix this good. It's gonna start to melt that pesto and thin it out a little bit. And again, we do wanna add some of the pasta water as well. So we'll grab a little cup of some of that. White walnut pesto out of Tuscany. That is it for this week on caradifalco.com. Join us next week for another amazing recipe. Buon appetito.